Hello everyone, myself Bharat Bhushan Singhal. We discuss Android development series, and in that part we discuss basic Android development. In previous lecture we discussed constraint layout, which is work on the constraint to set the relationship between the components of a layout. And constraint layout also support the linear layout and relative layout. Means in between the constraint layout we use the relative layout and linear layout also, but in linear layout and relative layout we don't use the constraint layout. And we discuss linear layout also. It is work as a only horizontal and vertical mode, but constraint layout work on any way, any place. When we want to place any component on screen, we attach the constraint. In relative layout, we the relative layout work as a table mode. First we complete the all components one by one, horizontal and vertically. We set the all components according to at one time, horizontally and vertically. But in linear layout we set the components horizontal or vertical. But in relative layout, both horizontal and vertical layouts work both. So now we discuss the relative layout by example. In previous lecture we discussed the example of linear layout and constraint layout. Now we discuss a example about the relative layout. So wait, we open the Android Studio and now create a project. Okay, to create the relative layout, first we create a project regarding the relative. Now for beginners, select the empty activity. Now next, give the name of application relative and click the finish. Now it takes time to create the project. The Gradle is synchronized to create the project. In previous lectures we explain how it is the Android work. So now we also discuss some features about the Android Studio. There are the many things here. So this is the debug mode, this is the AVD manager, and this is the SDK manager. What is the SDK manager? SDK manager like that you want to install latest Gradle and latest version of SDK in your Android Studio. So all files are there. Like that I installed the Android 9, Android 10 and Android 11. So my Android Studio now support Android 9, Android 10 and Android 11. We create the app using the Android 9, 10 and 11. But presently Android S preview also include into the Android Studio. Now we download the Android S preview and create the apps according to the new operating system of Android S. But it is not officially launched in the market or in the mobiles. So it is Android S is in testing mode. If any developer want to create a Android app using the Android S, then first download the SDK for the Android S. After that you install that. It takes more data to install, and also there are many SDK tools are there. There are if you have the some other features like a Google USB driver. For the AVD you run in your mobile, this HAXM installer must be installed in your Android Studio. If this is not installed, means your AVD is not run. So if your AVD has the problem, to run, then first go to the SDK manager and install them. Or there are many settings are there, one by one we discuss it in all lectures, and we should resolve the many problems which come when you create any app. So there are many debug process to solve that problems. Okay, now if you want to open the all sub package of that folders, then now you click this. There are the API versions. It is I install the API 30. If you want to install the API 31, then we click this and open the apply. Automatically Android Studio download the API 31 and install into my laptop. And when it is installed in my laptop, then now I enable to create the project of the API 31. It is supported by the Android as preview. But you create the current and minimum API, because if you create the app for the latest API, then your mobile is not support your app is not support in many old mobiles, so your app is not popular. So use the minimum API and maximum API according to your project and set the versions. So that is the project, and I open the also the that is the system image. What is the system image? It is take to mode size Atom 64 system image. It is for the AVD, for the Android as preview. If you want to install, then okay, I didn't install the 64 system image. I installed the 86 system image. Okay, but now it also take time to create the project. Now project is ready to perform many things. So there is the first layout, by default layout, which is hello world, and by default Android Studio create the constraint layout that are present here, constraint layout. Now I remove this constraint layout and create the relative layout. The Android Studio is very intelligent. When you change anything else, then all places are automatically changed, like that here. And it is the very powerful debug removing process. When you have some wrong value, then it is give the suggestions to give the values, right values, and all the now that relative layout is ready. So now you see that when I convert this layout into relative layout, it is work like that: first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell, five cell, and you fill that cells and you are moving out. Okay, now it is set. Now I take the second. It is set automatically. If I didn't set this, then I am unable to fill the space into the relative layout. But in linear layout, we work on the only at a time horizontal or vertical, but in relative layout we work on both horizontal and relative. It have the x and y axis rotation. Then if you want to rotate any rotation, then you are able to perform that. Okay, so thank you for the it is the simple example. I don't create the more attractive login page, so it take time in this lecture. Now we discuss the next topic, that is the text and scrolling views. Text view. What is the text? When you perform any operation on the text in the layouts, then which components you use for the text, then that called text view components. And if you want to scroll the views, scroll views means when you scroll any screen, then the content is appear and disappear, and up top and bottom, then that screen is called the scroller. If you want to scroll left to right, then you also perform the left to right scroll, but most properly we use the top to bottom scroll. So Android Studio is provide the scrolling view, top to bottom and bottom to top, so that are here. So the content we discuss in this topic, that are text view, and second is the scroller view. First is text view. What is that text view? Text view is a view of subclass for single and multi-line text. Like that I explain in Android Studio. I convert this again into the constraint layout. Now it is converted into constraint layout. I remove this. Now this is called text view. I also remove the constraint. What is the text view? This is the text view. When you insert any text into this, first set is the constraint of this text. Okay, and now go to the match parent and wrap content. And now you see, when we insert the text into this, it is automatically adds at the side. Like that, it is converted into a multi-level line because of wrap content. I set the property of height wrap content. If you set the size of this like it 10 dp, now you see the size. Now I also inserted the text into this. Now you see the text will disappear into this, but it has the text. No drag content, it is 10 dp. Like that. The text is the text view has the text, but is not visible in the text view. Why? Because I set the layout height. If you set as a wrap content, then it is adjust automatically the according to the text. So text view help to display the text on screens and views. So we use the text view. Okay, the name is so that text view cable to only for the view the text, but you perform many operation on this using the text view. You perform the also the text in multi views. Next is edit text. Now you show the text on screen, but when you needed to input of text, then we create the edit text. Edit text means it give the permission to insert the text into the text edit text, and we use that input text into further in programming. So edit text is a text view subclass with editable text. Text view is the major class, parent class of edit text. Now next is control with layout attributes. How to control text view and edit text in Android Studio. This is the text view. Now also insert the edit text. That is the edit text. It has the property of text view also, and second is you insert the text into this. It also gives the permission to enter the text into this, and after that we fetch the data, fetch the text from this edit text into the program for further use. Now next is how to perform, what is the attributes to handle that text view and edit text. Now I want to set some text into the text view and edit text, then that is the property set text. It is performed by the statically and dynamically. In XML we perform the text statically, because when we insert the text into that, then the text is shown on your screen. And what is the dynamically? When we use the Java code to insert the text into the dash text view, then text is statically text is removed from that text view and edit text, and dynamically a text code is inserted into that text view. We perform the text HTML text for the set the text bold and italic, but we don't use other HTML text like for the create the bold italics I use the I. Next is string resource. One unbroken line is equal to one paragraph. Like that, we don't use the slash n between the code, then that line is called the paragraph, and slash n start a new line or a paragraph. Escape apostrophe force and quotes with backslash. Escape any non ASCII character with backslash. Text view, how to create the text view. There is the ID to fetch the text view content into the Java code. Next is layout width. It is the width of text view, and layout height is the height of a text view, and text means it is the by default static text of text view. Next, other attributes are there. To set the text is the text color, to change the text color, text appearance, predefined style or theme, text size, you change the text in SP and DP you want to set the text, you set the text, change the size of text. And next is text style. It is the normal, bold, italic and bold italic. Next is typeface, normal. It is the designs designs of fonts. And next is line spacing extra. If you want to insert a space between the lines, then you use the line spacing extra. Now formatting active web links. To insert a web link into the text view, then you click that text and automatically you automatically redirect on any link to open. Then we use the property is auto link, and we create a string and set the address of that website, and we set as a web. Now creating text view in Java code. how to change the code and how to change the attributes of any text view, edit text. So we use like a Java code. First we you create the object of text view class, then we attach that text view class to the main text view that is designed into the XML. After that we perform all the operations on the text view, same set width, set height, set text and appends. That are the attributes to directly set. Next is the scroller view. Scroll view means when you want to scroll your components and when screen is small but your contents is more, then you use the scroll view. Then when you scroll your screen, automatically contents are scrolled on your screen. Now what about large amount of text? Like that, when we use the scroll view, when we has the large amount of text, then you want to scroll that text and slowly and then you read that. So we use the scroll view. To scroll a text view embedded in a scroll view, only one view element, usually text view, allow in a scroll view. To scroll multiple elements, use one view group such as linear layout within the scroll view. Scroll view only support the linear layout. You don't insert the constraint layout into the scroll view because scroll view working on linear layout. Why? Because of scroll view working one by one elements horizontally and vertically, so you don't use the any other layout dynamically. Scroll view is a subclass of frame layout. Holes are contained in memory. Not good for long text, complex layouts. Do not nest multiple scroller view. Use horizontal scroll view for horizontal scrolling and use a recycler view for the list. Now this is the example of scroller view layout with one text view. This is the also example. This is the syntax to create the scroll view. And what is the question? First we explain the example on Android Studio. After that we come on the. Now I create a text view like that. I give the space between one. Change this into the scroll view. Now this is converted into scroll view. Now all element insert into the linear layout. So you insert the linear layout here. And close it. And cut this linear layout here and place it. Okay, now this because match parent is not on. I insert the element again because it is the property of constraint layout. So I insert the element again. Now this is the scroll view. Now I insert the text view here. Now I set the text view. 500 dB. Okay, now also I insert 500, 700. Now I insert all text view. Here. Sorry, it is I insert. Oh, change the layout. Orientation vertical. And 400 people. It is out from the sun. Okay, now I insert a text into this. This is not visible in the screen. Now I check to run this for wait for some time. Okay, now I go to the I allow this. Now you check that your screen is rotated using the scroller view. This is called the scroller view because it will scroll on the screen. Okay, now we move on to the next topic, that is the question answer. What is the text view? Give the answer and wait for a 1 minute. After that I give the answer. Text view is the represent the text on the activity layout. Scroll view. What is the scroll view? Scroll view allow the screen to add in scrolling manner. And second, next is the which layout work inside the scroll view. Only linear layout is work into the scroller view, and properties of both components we discuss it in lecture. Then we use the many properties, set text and many things there to set the text. Now we learn how to change the text of any text view using the Java code. So we move on to the Android Studio. Now we set the ID of this text view, change the text of this text view. ID, I give the ID like demo, and now move on to the first we class the object or text view. This is the class of text view, and create the demo one variable for this. Now I attach this variable to the main text view. This is the typecasting. Find view by ID. This is the code. This is the layout to set r dot id, sorry, dot demo. Now the XML layout text view and the programming text view both are attached. Now we perform the operation on demo 1. It is performed automatically on the demo. So demo 1 dot set text and give the any text here. Now the static text is removed from that text and this text is automatically adjusted into the that text. Now I stop this. Now I rerun this. The text of that element is changed, which given by me. Okay. Now next topic in this lecture are activities and the intent. Now we discuss this. What is the activity? The content of this lecture is activity. Define an activity, starting a new activity with an intent. Next is passing data between activities with extra, navigating between activities. So now first we discuss activity, high level view. So what is the an activity? An activity is an application component represent one window and one hierarchy of view, typically fills the screen but can be embedded in other activity or appear as floating window. And it is the combination of Java class and the XML window, typically one activity in one class. What does an activity do? Represent an activity such as ordering groceries, sending mail, and getting direction. Handles user interactions such as button clicks, text entry, or login verification. Can start other activity in the same or other apps. Have a life cycle, it's created, started, runs, it's pause, resume, stop, and destroy. So example of some activities are like we create a app, then it have the combination of activities. Like first it is a single activity apps that like a toast for and count, like a my food list, calculator app, and Google activity. That are the single one operational activity. So when you create app, then that app is it is the combination of many activities. Apps and activities. Activities are loosely tied together to make an app. First activity user sees typically called as main activity. It is by default by the Android Studio. You want to change the name of that activity, you are enable. Next is activities can be organized in parent-child relationship in the Android manifest to add navigation. Means you want to add the navigation, then you create the parent and child activities to each other. It is change the property of any activity in the manifest, then set as a parent and set as a child. So it is when you press the back button, then that activity go to on the parent activity, and when you click the back button, oh sorry, next button, then it is going to the next child activity. An activity typically has a UI layout. Layout is usually defined in one or more XML file. It is not compulsory if a one activity has the one XML file. You use the like a recycler view. We use the two XML file with attached with the one Java file. So when we need we perform any operation on that activity, then two layouts are one with both in one activity. Activity inflates layout are as part of being created. If we want to add any layout in any Java class, then we use the inflate keyword to set that layout into the Java class. Now implementing the activity. So implement for the implement a new activity, define layout in XML, define activity Java class, extended app compact activity. Now it is working at version 7. So next is connect activity with layout, set content view in on create, declare activity in the Android manifest. We working on the projects in Android Studio previously in previous lectures, so that Java class also here. Next is define layout in XML. We create the layouts into the in previous layout, so that are the XML file. Define activity Java class. We create the Java code for the change the text, so that are the code of Java class. Connect activity with layout. This is the main line to connect any layout to the activity. r.layout.activity main. Next we going to the manifest. Manifest is like a void main of any programming language which run at first time. Like that, manifest have the all description about the app, means all activities or relation between activities. Then when we create any activity in app, then it is declared into the manifest file or automatically. So it is like it is so like this activity Android name and main activity dot main activity. Main activity is the name of that activity. After that, intent filter. What is the intent filter? It is the launcher to launch any activity at starting. If you set these lines into manifest with any activity, that means that activity is run at first time when you run your app. It is the first activity to run. Now second part of activity is intent. We discuss these intents into next lecture. Thank you very much to listen me. Hello, now we discuss MCQ for this lecture. So first MCQ is, what is the default layout of Android Studio? So there are linear layout, relative layout, constraint layout, and none of the above. So in Android Studio, the which layout is default layout? It is the constraint layout, because it is the latest layout which is introduced by the Android Studio and Google to design any Android app. In this layout we discussed in previous lecture. Then we design a view and layout very easily using the constraint. We add any view, any type of elements, components into a layout and set that components accordingly using the constraint. So it is very easy to design any constraint view, and it is also support the inside the constraint layout, linear layout and relative layout also. So that the answer is C, constraint layout. Now next is main difference between linear layout and relative layout. What is the main difference between linear layout and relative layout? There are two options. First is the linear layout work on only one orientation at one time, but relative allow both horizontal and vertical. And second option is relative layout work on only one orientation at one time, and but linear allow both orientation and vertical. So what is the answer? Answer is in linear layout we work only if we set the orientation horizontal, then we set the components in a horizontal mode. If we set the orientation in vertical, then we set the all components into the vertical mode. But in relative layout we work on both sides, relatively horizontally and vertically. So in relative layout the designing is easier than the linear layout. So the option A is right. Linear layout works only one orientation at one time, but relative allow both. Next is, what is edit text? You listen text view many components, but what is the use of edit text into the layout designing? So when we want to insert any input, any text in input into an Android app, then we use the edit text for that. Then the user insert the text using the on-screen keyboard or physical keyboard. Then that string is used by the programmer to perform any operation. So edit text is allow text input, allow input text in app, allow output text in app. So it is for the first option, allow input text in app. Next, what is the text view? So allow input text in app and allow output text in app. So edit text is used for the input, but text view we use for the output text. Then you insert any text into text view, then it is show on the screen, and but any operation is not performed on the text view. So it is used for the output view. So answer is allow output text in the app. Next is scroll view. When scroll view is used in any layout, then we have the much more element then that elements not found on mobile screen, your layout screen. Then for to handle that components we use the scroll view. So scroll view save all components in memory, then you scroll your screen, then automatically that component show, and when you scroll down, then up components is hide automatically and lower components is visible. But when you scroll up, then lower component is hide automatically and our component is show. So in that time we use the scroll view. Show components, the option are show components which outside from layout, work as a linear layout, and all of the option and none of the option. So the answer is show components which output outside from layout. In scroll view, which layout allow? When we design any scroll view, then which type of only one layout is allowed to design that scroll view. So there are layouts are constraint layout, relative layout, linear layout, and none of the other. So on scroll view allow only one linear layout. You don't use the constraint layout between the scroll view, and you don't use the relative layout into the scroll view. You only use the linear layout because the major designing is not performed into the scroll view. So the answer is linear layout. So that is the MCQ for that this lecture, and thank you very much to listening me.